time for the markets analysis, and there you have it from the statistics. And joining us to help us understand and decipher these particular numbers is Marceline Gatebi from Goodson Capital, where she is an investment associate. Many thanks for coming.
Thank you so much, Maina, for having me.
Absolutely. Quick question is about the elections happening in the United States. Is there an effect that we're seeing on the markets and especially on the currency?
Okay, Maina, I think it's good, first of all, to note that our market is mainly foreign dominated.
Yes.
And this definitely poses a number of risks when it comes to activities taking place mainly in the US. And for example, now that we have the elections coming up. But I also want to highlight the fact that we wouldn't expect so much negative impact when it comes to the market. And this is mainly because whether or not the elections are taking place, the foreigners, what they're looking for is any investment opportunities that they can actually capitalize on. So for example, they will be looking at stocks which actually give them a lot of liquidity when it comes to their trading agendas. So ideally, we wouldn't expect that to have a lot of effect, or rather the elections to have a lot of effect when it comes to the markets. But again, also, I think much of the effect will be mainly going towards the side of the currency and not on the stock market per se.
Okay, that's good news for the market here. Now, let's go straight to the indices, and I'm seeing very little volatility. It's almost like a flat curve. What do you have to say about it?
What we have seen so far in the market is that we have seen it's been a net sellers market. So ideally, what has been happening, we have seen a lot of foreigners actually divesting or offloading their shareholdings within the Kenyan companies and mainly on Safaricom. And this could have attributed to the fact that we have seen stagnation when it comes to the index, and some of those indexes are actually price weighted, like the NSE 20. So when you have a price weighted index, when there is not much movement when it comes to the prices and the volumes, definitely will not see any significant movement on the indices. So that's why we could be talking of a flat movement when it comes to the indices. Let's
jump into the top gainers, and I am seeing there's quite some domination by the banking sector, quite a little bit of movement here and there. I can see BK Group, I can see Stanbic, I can see Housing Finance. What's your comment on this?
What we have seen in the market currently is we are in a period whereby banks are actually announcing their third quarter results, and ideally investors are actually looking for such opportunities when there is material information coming into the market. For example, now when the companies are having corporate actions, they are making announcements for their third quarter. So what we are seeing is the investors are taking advantage of this information to be able to drive the prices. So investors are actually coming into the market to buy the banking stocks and possibly decide whether to offload once the announcing season has come to an end. So we are in a reporting season, which could also be driving the banking sector performance.
Okay, and then let's finally look at the volumes as of Monday, which is week to week. I'm seeing a lot of movement from the blue chip companies, the Equity Bank, Safaricom, Centum, KCB. Do you have a comment on this?
Yes, I think maybe what I could comment on the movement for those particular stocks is the fact that our market is mainly dominated by the blue chip. They control a significant turnover when it comes to the market overall, and these possibly could be the reason why we are seeing a lot of the movement from the market mainly being from the blue chip counters. Secondly, if you look at companies like Safaricom, majority of those are actually companies which are in the top 5 when it comes to market capitalization, and a company like Safaricom at this point in time, they're actually looking to announce their first half earnings results. So ideally, we would expect a lot of activity. Like I mentioned earlier, we have seen significant sell-offs from the foreign investors. So that also could be causing the volumes to be a bit high when it comes to the performance of these companies. That is for Safaricom, who are looking to announce. Also the banking stocks, like I mentioned, they are also announcing their Q3 performance. So that also has contributed to having a significant movement and significant volumes when it comes to their trading.
Great. All right, many thanks, Marceline Gatebi, Investment Associate, Goodson Capital, for that particular analysis.
Thank you.
All right, time now for Markets 101, and we want to define this term. What is interbank rate? What is an interbank rate? Marceline, over to you.
Minor interbank rate, it's the rate at which banks borrow from one another. So ideally, what will happen in a situation whereby, for example, a tier 2 bank doesn't have enough liquidity, possibly for lending, they would consider buying, or rather they would consider borrowing from another bank, possibly a tier one, to just have more liquidity for advancing in terms of credit.
Okay.
So the rate at which they borrow from one another, the rate at which the banks borrow, one bank borrows from the other, which is usually overnight, is what is referred to as an interbank rate.
Okay.
Yes.
So it'd be right to say that sometimes banks go broke.
Or in a layman's language.
In a layman's language.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for that. All right, time now for your questions. And that was the question. What question would you have for the NSE? And Ken Brighton's Mbugua asked this question. Can you trade directly with the NSE? Brokerage houses tend to delay. Marceline, how do you answer Ken?
Ken, maybe just to get back to you, NSE is an exchange, and basically it has hosted a number of trading participants who appear to be the brokerage houses that you are actually referring to.
Yeah.
So ideally, you cannot be able to trade with the exchange directly,
Okay.
but you will be able to trade with the brokerage houses directly. And then those are the people who are supposed to link you up to the exchange directly.
Okay.
But good enough is that now we have these online platforms which actually enable us to actually trade more efficiently and be able to interact with the market more efficiently. And NSE has actually come up with an online platform whereby it has hosted a number of these brokerage firms which you can actually access directly for your own trading purposes. Ideally, this should actually help you when it comes to you performing your trading activities because of more efficiency that has been enabled by the NSE online platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very good answer, Ken Mbugua. Now you get it. And of course, we can also tell Ken that, at the NSE app that was launched just a few months back, you can also get all those brokerage firms there to enable you to trade.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Marceline, for that. And keep asking your questions, because right here we'll be answering you the best way we can. Let's take you down memory lane now to the NSE historical fact for this week. So there you have it on the historical fact of the week. Marceline, thank you so much for coming and being of help, especially to the questions that people ask directly to the NSE.
Thank you.
All right, remember you can always keep the conversation going by your feedback on the social media handles appearing at the bottom end of your screen. I want to end with this. Always diversify your portfolio when it comes to investments and think the capital markets. Remember, as they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. For now, it's good night. See you same time, same place on the Trading Bell Show.